Hello,
Hello.
everybody. Welcome to Life Unfiltered, the new show on Friday nights. How's Phoenix doing this evening?
I'm doing good. How are you, Carl?
I'm doing pretty good, kind of enjoying some of the weather, but we got ice coming in tonight and tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
So,
they're saying we may end up with a little bit, but I
well,
don't
you got lucky last night. It didn't go as far north on you as it did a little south with tornadoes.
know. Yeah, no. Night before last, Kim, was it night before last that it was so bad? Oh gosh. It was it was horrible here.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry sharing the show. I can't share it till we go live. So
I know. Well, there is a way to share it now.
okay.
When you go onto the Bill of Rights Network, as soon as you're up at the top, it says featured.
Uh-huh.
That's where our show event is at.
Okay.
That's how they're doing it now.
Okay.
And then you can share that event wherever you want.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
All
So,
right.
but we got that.
About um on just a second. I'm trying to share. Okay, I'm good.
Good deal. Good deal. But yeah, it's just been, like I said, I know how you feel. It's been crazy around here the last couple of days taking mama to get her eyes worked on and to the doctor and back and forth and everything going on.
I'm glad she's doing good.
Yeah, she is. And they did her left eye, cataracts off of it. So they were supposed to do it in March, but they called and rescheduled it. Her right eye will be done in April.
Okay.
So she'll have both of them done that way.
Okay.
And that'll help out a lot.
That's awesome. I thought about getting LASIK done, but I was like,
I've
nah.
heard a lot of people good stuff on that, and I've heard bad stuff on
I haven't
it.
really heard
So,
anything bad, so I'd be curious to know
right.
what you're hearing.
Well, that's like everybody goes, why don't you get contact lenses? I said, nope. I hate things in my eyes,
Me too.
and I'm not going to do that. Because my luck, I'd be working and one of them fall out, and I'd have one eye I'd see, and the other eye I couldn't see crap.
No, I couldn't stick my finger in my eyeball.
No.
I don't even like water. My eyes are
Well,
so sensitive
when
that
they
just
was getting her all prepped in the hospital there for surgery the day before,
mhm.
right? And they're opening her eyes up, dropping that, and I go, "Oh boy!" I looked at that nurse and I said, "If I ever come in here for this type of surgery, you're going to strap my ass down or give me something and knock me out before you drop in." She goes,
Yeah,
"Why?" And I said, "It ain't going to happen. It's
yeah.
bad enough I let you stick a needle in my arm to put a IV in. I hate that with a passion."
Oh gosh, yes. I've had so many blood draws in the last week between a couple doctors' offices. Um, and I'm telling you, everything that could be wrong inside of me, they're going to find it with all the tests they're running. We've already found a couple issues. Um, but uh, yeah, I was laughing because I told the phlebotomist that I cannot look, and she's like, "You used to do this." Yeah, sticking a needle in somebody else's arm is
Yeah,
completely
that's fine and dandy. No.
all day long. My
Well,
own arm, no.
I know. Well, the problem with me is I have such thick walled veins.
Hmm.
So if they don't get it exactly right, it rolls over the top of that vein. And you talk about pain.
Yes,
That is some of the worst. You wouldn't think it would be that bad, but my
yes,
God, that's some bad pain.
yeah. I've had that happen. Not with my veins, but just on the ambulance. I've dealt with that quite a bit. The other thing I can't stand, don't sit there and fish in my arm. If you don't get it, you don't get it. Pull it out and try again, but don't leave that needle in there and just start fishing
Oh
around.
yeah, they like digging around trying to get it in, and no.
No, I'm a sissy with that. And I told her, I said, I know I've got a bunch of tattoos, but I said, even that's different. She said, now that I agree, that is totally different. But she said, it doesn't bother me to have needles in my arm or someone else's. I'm like, no, I'm just
Well,
a big,
that's one of the reasons I've never got a tattoo is because of the needles. I'm looking at them going, there ain't no way.
it's
I
totally
one
different.
needle punch is bad. You're going to do it how many thousands of times on my own? No.
Totally different.
I know it is, but it's that mental
Yeah.
picture you have in your mind and stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's ugh,
Um, so we kind of discussed a few different topics before the show. Of different things we could talk about. My daughter Emily says she does want to still come on, um, you know, potentially talk about autism and different things. I think that would be a great show. Uh,
right.
but she's been dealing with kids sick and things like that, so she had to back out tonight. So, which is
There's
fine
a
because
there's a lot of that going around talking about the sickness.
yes,
I know last night on our show, Joe was talking about it. It's influenza A, I
and
guess it is up there in Wisconsin going like crazy.
we
He,
have
he had it, got over it. Now his family has all got it. People at work where he works at, and then now he's back with it again.
Yeah, the school called me today to come pick up Briseis because she had a fever of 102.6. And she said she's got most of the symptoms for the flu. And I said, yeah, we just got over the flu.
Yeah,
Last week was our first good week. I said, it went through my house. And she said, was it A or B? Because both are going around heavy here. And I said, I don't know. I
it
just know
don't.
the flu.
The sickness don't tell me if it's A or B.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, it don't come out and go, you're B.
right.
It don't work that way.
And like I told her, I said, we don't even go to the doctor for that unless it would have to be something so severe because there's not much they can do for you. You know, they
No, they just give you a COVID. They give you a COVID shot and say
oh
that'll cure it.
no,
That ain't happening.
yeah. She and I had a pretty good talk. About all the flu that's been going around, and I told her, I said, it can't go back through my house again. I said, we had all this illness, a good week, and then go back to being sick. I said, no.
Well, you look at it this way. Where Ken works at, he works around thousands of people. Okay, thousands of people have kids.
Right,
You know how it goes through school.
right,
They just don't go through school in 1 week. It has to play the whole system out for several months.
true.
So don't be surprised if he don't bring it back.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean, that's terrible to say, but I know he's around a lot of people.
mhm.
Okay, you doing your Uber, right?
I don't really see people a whole lot though because nobody gets in my car to be in there with me. Like the most I do is go into the restaurant, and sometimes there's a lot of people in there, but usually I'm separated from them.
Yeah,
They
but
have
what
a
do
rack,
you do when you get to the house?
set it on the front porch, and take a picture of it, and go get in my car.
That's all you do?
Yeah,
You don't knock on the door or anything? Are you kidding me?
yeah.
Oh man.
There's instructions if they want you to ring their doorbell or knock, or sometimes they'll say, please hand it to me. If they don't specifically tell you, I click arrived on my phone screen. I grab their stuff up, walk up to the front porch, If they have a table or a chair or something on there, I'll put the food and stuff on there so it's not sitting on the ground. If I don't see anything like that, I set it down to where the door can open and clear the way and not knock the food over. So I just kind of do a brief scan of that, set it down, take a picture, click submit, and then complete the delivery as I'm walking back to my car.
Oh wow! I thought you had to go up and ring the doorbell and here's your delivery.
No.
Wow, that's we'll put it this way. That's interesting to know.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
I don't have to worry about it up here. So
And the delivery service I work for, I get paid whether I make a delivery or not.
right now, that's pretty good.
This week I've only made two deliveries and they were both in one day. Like I was in for 6 hours today
Hmm.
on delivery, but
Wow.
I'll get paid.
Well,
Now it's not
that's
a
good.
lot. I mean, like today because I didn't get anything, I'll only make $60, so it's $10 an hour. But I sat at home cleaning and looking through stuff for the show tonight.
You were on the clock, as they say.
Yeah,
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 there's
just
nothing wrong with that.
waiting to be on call. Or
You
I'm on
know.
waiting to be on call. I'm on call waiting for a delivery. Let's back up.
Yeah. Well, you do the same thing as a volunteer fireman. You're around the house and everything, and you're just waiting and stuff,
Yeah,
doing this, and then your scanner goes off, and you're going, okay, I got to go. I got to drop everything and go.
yeah,
You're on call. You know, it's the way it is. But at least you're getting paid for it. That's the important part.
exactly.
You're not sitting there going, well, am I going to make any money today at all? Waiting for a call to come in and so I can make a delivery.
Right. Yeah, I did DoorDash and I could not make money doing it because most of the deliveries I got were like $5 and $6. And sometimes I'm having to drive from here into Lexington and I got to put premium gas in my car. I was not even breaking even sometimes. There were times I had $2 deliveries.
Oh, so you're not working for DoorDash anymore. Oh, okay.
I've been doing Grubhub
Oh,
for,
yeah, Grubhub. Okay.
yeah, but I did DoorDash prior and I was like, no. I mean, even if I could get by with unleaded, it still wouldn't be worth it. I would have to stay so busy to try to make it worth my time and gas. So
Right.
I quit. I was like, no way. I even went to Lexington and in 2 hours only got two deliveries done because by the time you sit and wait in traffic, you're sitting at the same stoplight maybe once, but sometimes up to three times before you get to go through it. Just it wasn't worth it to me then either, because I made $20 for two deliveries, you know, Lexington. I'm like, well, I can do that back in Georgetown and be home rather than sitting in traffic, most of the 2 hours.
Hmm.
So I was like, it's just not worth it to me.
No, that wasn't worth it.
No.
But the other one you're on now, at least they're sounds like a pretty decent company.
Yeah.
It's got some good and bad points. All of them do like that.
To be able to pick a good schedule or what you would want, and have the whole thing open to you, you have to be premier level and they'll start pulling some shady stuff. Like this week, I've logged in every day this week and I've only had two deliveries. That's a whole lot of free money. So they'll start messing with stuff, and all of a sudden you'll go to bed with 100%, and you'll wake up with a 95%. You're like, hold up, how do I have a 95 waking up? I didn't miss deliveries, I wasn't late, But and then you wake up a couple days later, and you might be down at an 80, and so you lose your premier status. So premier gets to choose schedules before you. So a lot of the hours you may want are gone. So it can start lessening how much you make. Because like for me, if I drop too low, where like let's say I go back to partner, then Premier and Pro pick their schedules before I will. So I might be left with like 7 to 9 p.m. every night, things like that. And even though they're open, I can't take them because my eyes are not good enough at night.
Exactly. Exactly. I understand
So,
that.
there's things like that that would knock those times out. So, for me, because that is my source of income, I treat it pretty serious. Like my kids know if I get delivered, I'm like, go, go, go. We cannot be late. We can't do like I'm on it because I want to keep that premier status where I can choose my schedule and know I've got good hours.
Mm, wow.
Yeah. No, I don't really see a whole lot of people.
Yeah. It it's a hard business, and especially right now with our economy trying to come up,
Hmm.
it hasn't made a great rise yet
Right.
and stuff. So money is still tight for a lot of people.
It definitely is. Yeah.
And ordering their groceries and having them delivered or food delivered, that's low on priority for a lot of people.
Carl, hold on. Let me double check before I say something.
Okay.
Are we not doing Rumble anymore?
I forgot to put it on there right now.
Okay.
Who was talking about Rumble?
No, I just was looking for us because I try to watch Rumble too.
Yeah,
And
I forgot to put it on there today. Like I said, it's been a crazy last couple of
yeah,
days.
well, that's why I just looked up and I was like, okay, I don't see it up there either. So I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that you were aware and it wasn't.
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, a lot of things been going on and it's just been a crazy couple of days. Hopefully it'll calm down this weekend.
Yeah.
Because this
Uh,
weekend will be a big weekend. We got the Super Bowl this weekend.
there's a lot of hoopla over that too.
Hey, go Chiefs. That's my team.
I'm not a sports fan.
I'm I am to a point. I played a lot of sports growing up and everything, and I've always followed the Kansas City Chiefs. Because when I was little, believe it or not, our church would take a group of us down to Liberty, Missouri, 50 miles down the road to William Jewell College.
Hmm.
This is in the early 70s, right?
Okay.
This is where the Kansas City Chiefs practiced, right?
Okay.
So I got to they would practice, and then after their practice, they'd let all the little kids out on the field with them. So we'd go out there. I met Lynn Dawson, Buck Buchanan, uh, Jim Lynch, you name all these, Leonard, um, oh, what's his name? Stenerud, the
Hmm.
punter, all them. I even got to play catch with Lynn Dawson, one of the most famous Kansas City Chiefs quarterbacks besides Mahomes,
Yeah.
right? And stuff. So growing up like that, yeah, I have always followed the Kansas City Chiefs through their good years and their bad years. It's just one of those deals. But they are favored to win, but it's going to be a tough battle playing against Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So, okay. Thank you, Carrie, for watching. You gave us a thumbs up.
Okay. Thank you.
But
So,
hey, Carrie, yeah, we're all doing fine. This is a new show that we have going. This is called Life Unfiltered. So, Phoenix and myself, we decided to start this show. But yeah, we talk about everything that deals with life on here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be similar in that we cover a multitude of topics and stuff.
Right.
We decided to change it up a little bit from the other show at the same time. So
Right. Right.
we're giving it a shot.
We're trying.
Um, so, Carl,
Yes.
is there anything that's kind of been weighing on you that you want to talk about tonight?
Ah.
We talked about a few things before the show, but I didn't know if there was something
Right.
that just was really sticking out to you.
Not really. And everything. Them topics we were talking about before the show, there were some pretty deep topics right there.
That's
It,
awesome, Terry. She said,
oh, cool. You've been homesteading. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's
I mean,
we talk about stuff like that too. Here before long, I'm gonna be getting my indoor garden going again because it's gonna be spring here, hopefully in 6 weeks.
mhm.
Where we can get stuff going. But no, we was talking earlier about these high school kids getting ready for college and how hard it is getting these scholarships and grants to go to college.
Yeah.
And I know it firsthand from my granddaughter and everything, trying to get stuff because she's out of school and her mom got out of the military. She wasn't able to get any of the scholarships from the military to help her out. So
Mhm.
at the very last minute, and she was down at our Paragold convention and made a few $100s down there doing that.
Mhm.
That helped out, but she ended up getting a loan for $10,000 to go to college this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a bad deal.
My oldest daughter was affected by this too. She, they give you money every so often, for living expenses and things like that, while you're going through school. She didn't get any of her money this time. And of course, her college was telling her it's because Trump shut the funding down.
Uh-uh.
So we were like, no, no, he didn't. They came out and said that stuff, was not included, and they had to rescind because, there were groups on their own just doing it and then coming out and say, well, there's just too much confusion with the OMB reports and stuff, and it's just crazy. And I'm like, and there's another congressman already drawing up impeachment papers. And I'm like, good God, we're only 3 weeks in,
It's just going to be, and we're going to put up with that for 4 years of somebody trying to impeach Trump
yeah,
or get one of the people on the cabinets in trouble for this and that. We're going to hear that all the time. And I think every one of them that starts filing this stuff, if it doesn't have merit to go after it, they ought to
well,
be
according
kicked
to
out.
the
They ought to
Democrats,
be kicked out of office and
hmm
everything for tying up our government with this
right,
BS.
yeah. Carrie's, well, not the last comment, one before, she says tech school is the way to go.
It is in a lot of situations and everything. Now, Cassidy, she's going to school to be a let's see. She's going to be on the mobile MRI unit.
Okay.
So she's got to take some specialized courses that they have at this college. A lot of
Mhm.
the tech colleges around here don't. After she gets done with that one, she'll be doing her intern at St. Luke's Hospital.
Okay.
So that works out real good.
Cool. Yeah, I went to I went to the community college to get my firefighter and EMT, and then I did the same for my paramedic. I got accepted into Hawking, and I got a Pell Grant, and I applied roughly a year, maybe a year and a couple months after Mark had passed. And so, I was single mom with all my kids, and they were like, "You're going to get a Pell Grant." And they thought I would get, the majority of my schooling covered, and I didn't.
Right.
And so I agree, Carrie. Very good career.
Oh, she will. She's on the right path with it.
But
And she'll be getting married in September.
awesome.
Yeah.
Tell her congratulations.
Oh, I will. They're
Uh,
already, her and her future husband are already put a bid in on a house.
oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. He's making good money. So, yeah.
Good. No, they told me because it was Hocking College in Ohio, and they told me I could work there on the campus to help earn the rest of my money, and I'm like, no. Well, I go to the little community college 2 nights a week, 4 hours each night for 4 months, and it's only going to cost me like $1,000. No, I think it was 800, and then my books were like another 100 or something.
Right.
I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And the fire department said if I went that route, they pay for my schooling. And of course, I could hold a job. But when I was home, they said just for payment, just volunteer for us for 1 year, and
Right.
they worked out the same deal for my paramedic and firefighters.
I know it's very expensive for these kids.
Hmm.
Even going to tech school, it depends on where you're located. Like, okay, living where I live at, there's
Oh, that's
two
awesome.
tech schools. There's one 35 miles away, and then there's another one 45 miles away. That is a regular tech schools and everything. But these kids around here with the gas prices and everything, it'd be rough for them driving back and forth. And who wants to go over there and rent something for $800 and $900 a month to $1,000 a month to go to a tech college?
They paid for all of that, Carrie?
Alamo College. Cool.
I got to mute my mic just for a second.
Okay. Yeah, and then you waited tables. That's what happens to a lot of people that go to college. They'll go to college for one thing, get their 4 years in, and never do it. Now you go to tech school and stuff like welding and stuff like that. Yeah, they go after right after them jobs because these tech schools have companies that will hire you left and right. So I agree. If you can't afford a regular college and your kid wants to get an education and stuff, go to a tech school. You know, welding, HVAC. HVAC is a big industry next to welding. There's all kinds of stuff in there. So, yeah.
Yeah, Carrie, that's what I was saying is they thought for that Pell Grant, that I would pretty much have it all covered, and it didn't hardly cover anything. And I had 9 kids, and my husband just passed, so, I was talking to them about anything that would help me pay for college. And they called me and said I got the Pell Grant, but they said it didn't cover but about half. And I'm like, half? How am I supposed to pay for college, and support 9 kids? We got survivor's benefits, but it wasn't as much as people, would think, and I still had to keep bills going, pay a babysitter while I went to college and stuff. So, it was just crazy. So, yeah, I ended up turning college down um, and going a different route to do it. And I don't regret it. My issue, I think, with college is, well, and it's maybe not even necessarily just colleges, but even our high schools that talk to kids about college, they don't talk about the debt to income ratio. So you got a lot of kids not understanding the debt that they're going into versus the expected income first get out of college or even a few years. And I think, they need to be a little bit more transparent so that these kids can make wiser decisions, and go into
Right.
it knowing, it's like the whole movement of, you know, student loan forgiveness, well, yeah, it's true you took out the debt, but at the same time, I think there's another side of it that these people talking to these high school kids looking at college need to really lay it out, to these
Hmm.
kids so that they can try to make sure they definitely know what they're getting into.
Right. And I see a lot of kids right now, especially these seniors and everything that are looking, a lot of them are looking at the military again.
Yes, I've heard that. Did you see Carrie's comment?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, if that place would have said I'd had to get that shot and wear a mask, you know what I would have told them? Said, you don't need me that bad.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's stupid.
I don't. Carrie, can they actually legally do that? I mean, something just sounds kind of wrong about that.
If they, yeah, they can change whatever. If they have rules and they say you violate it, they can contact the state and have your license pulled.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that.
Hi, Carrie.
Okay, have a good evening, Carrie. But yeah, there's a lot of that stuff that goes on. You got to follow this rule, follow that rule. Hey, little man. But that's all right. Hey, it's life unfiltered. It's unfiltered. You never know who will pop in or go behind Phoenix. So, yeah, that shot,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
that there, that's kind of like when I took Tammy over to have her eye surgery done there yesterday, right? Walked in the hospital. The receptionist had a mask on.
Mhm.
I looked around at all the other nurses and doctors and everything, and none of them had a mask on.
Mhm.
I looked at her and I said, I bet you're wearing that so you don't catch the flu from everybody that has to walk in and talk to you. She goes, yep, that's right. And I went, there's no other reason, is there? And she goes, no. She goes, I've got my kids with a young one at the house, so I had to protect myself as much as possible. And I went, there's nothing wrong with that. I can see that, especially with all this flu going around.
Oh, you told the hospital bye. Okay. Okay.
Oh, I thought you was telling us bye.
I did too.
Sorry, Carrie. That's no problem. But yeah, I don't blame you for
Yeah.
telling them bye.
No. I was just baffled, during the masking time because they're telling people just pull your shirt up over your face or throw a sock on or
Or
whatever.
go,
Yes,
you know,
and it's like that's not doing anything for you. The only effective mask was an N95, and people
yeah,
can't just go out and buy those. So to me, really, what it was, yes. Oh, Carrie, man, I got something to tell you in a second. I am so thrilled. I'm glad she brought that comment up.
Okay.
Uh, so no, I think what it was is it just made people feel safer because it wasn't keeping you safer. I think it was just a prop to give people a false sense of security, honestly. That's what I tell some of my friends. I say, good grief, I could see me on the ambulance with somebody, having something contagious, and I take my sock off because we're out of mask on there. So I take my sock off and hold it over my shirt, or I ride like, I said, can you imagine? I, that would not have been good.
No, it wouldn't have.
It was long before, and the nurses didn't want to take either. Yes.
Yeah,
So,
I know that feeling.
Carrie, about your comment, she says, careful, they will take your kids if you don't follow medical advice or anything they deem. Yes. Okay. So, one of my daughters who has 5 kids, and our kids are, well, my youngest two are the same ages as her kids. And we were going to the same pediatrician. And do you know that because I did not want my daughter to have the shots and stuff, that they were threatening to turn us into CPS and stuff. So I quit taking my kids. I finally found a good pediatrician. Yes. Yep. Absolutely, Carrie. Um, so anyway, I was telling Carl, we've got a mom's group on here, and sometimes they'll ask about pediatricians who don't push, vaccines and things like that. And there was one that came highly recommended. So I did change my kids over. And what I love about this pediatrician, Carrie, I was floored because when you go in your stack of paperwork that they give you when you fill it out, is a statement telling you that they believe in the parents' rights with their children, that they believe the children belong to the parent. And yes, I'm very lucky that the children belong to the parents, not to them, that they believe a good. Okay, just hold on. I'll get you one in a second. Okay, sorry. Yes, they do get paid to do it. So, but no, I signed the bottom, and it's just basically a thing acknowledging you. I sign it, the doctor signs it, and it's not. Um, you check whether you want your kids to have vaccines or not, and if you click yes, then you can discuss with the doctor if there's any you don't want them to have. But they sign. I don't know, baby. I'll get it in a minute, baby. We're still live. I'm so sorry. Okay, Daddy will be back home in a minute.
That's all right.
He wanted a Starbucks cake pop, and I forgot to get it for him earlier. So I just placed an order, and Kim ran out to get it. Please get. So, yes, you sign that. And I mean, it's a whole contract on their beliefs, and they don't want to overstep the rights of the parents, that, they'll share their medical advice and stuff, but it's the two working together. And I went back there. That lady took an hour and a half just talking to me and stuff. And she said, well, she said, now's the part where I'm supposed to tell you to get your kids vaccinated and why you need to do it. But she said, I see you don't want them vaccinated. And she said, I'm not going to go through this with you, because she said, what I find with my parents who come in and say no vaccines is they're pretty well educated and versed. And, okay, all right, baby. And she said, so I'm not going to go through all that with you unless you want me to. I said, no. I said, my oldest, that where I quit vaccinating, I said, I did vaccinate regularly until one of my kids who's 26 had an adverse reaction. And I said, man, when you got a doctor telling you your kid may not even live, it gets you looking at things a little different.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I have not. Yes, I've seen that too, Carrie. I said, that's where I started looking into them. And I just said, no. And she said, okay, I'm going to check off that we discussed it. And she said, and she was very, very, I'm just wonderful. I cannot brag about her enough. She told me, she said, this is your child. She said, I will try natural remedies if you want. We can stay strictly pharmaceuticals. We can try both. She said, you're the parent. She said, I'm going to give you all the options from natural to pharmaceutical, and we'll discuss it all. And it's ultimately your decision. I'm going to give you the pros and cons to it all. And, and on that contract, I did have to agree that if there was some adverse thing due to me not vaccinating my kids, that I was responsible for it.
Mm-hmm.
Blame the doctor. I said, no problem. But I am so blessed that I found her. But she's getting, I'm still alive, guys. Please go back in there.
Right, Carrie.
Yes. Oh gosh. And UK and Lexington. Oh my gosh. They threatened to turn me in because I wouldn't let them do a spinal tap on Briseis at 4 weeks old. And I said, no. I said, I'm not a doctor, but I got a little bit of medical knowledge. I said I was a EMT basic for a while. Then I got my medic. I said, so I got a little bit. I'm not just somebody walking in off the street with no knowledge. I said, do her lab work first. I said, if her white blood count's really elevated, we'll do it. I said, I'm not refusing not to do it in general, but you got to give me a good reason. And they had me go through many different doctors. The last one they sent in threatened to call CPS, and I finally said, call CPS. I said, just telling me it's protocol is not a good enough reason. She's 4 weeks old and it's her spine. So they called a pediatric doctor down from the pediatric unit. He came in, he said, man, you're the talk of the hospital.
Yeah.
He said, ma'am, please explain to me. He goes, I'm not understanding. I'm hearing so many different things from the doctors. He said, what is the bottom line? And so I laid it out. I said, look, I'm not just some lay person coming in off the street. I've got a medical background. I know if it's meningitis that's causing her fever, her white blood count's going to be elevated. And if it is, we'll do the spinal tap. I'm not telling you you're not going to do it at all. But don't tell me you're going to do it on my 4-week-old just because it's protocol. I said, you're messing with her spine. And one wrong move could paralyze her. I said, so you got to do a little better than just his protocol. And he looked at me and he said, I agree with you. He said, so here's what I'm going to do, because he said they are getting ready to call CPS. He said, I'm going to check her in under the pediatric unit under me. He said, I'm going to do it for observation. We're going to draw her blood. And if her white blood count is up, you'll agree to do the spinal tap. Yes, I will. But if it's not up, we are not doing it. Do you agree to that? He said, yes, I do. So they admitted her and came back with her lab results. They weren't elevated, so we didn't do it.
Right.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's how a lot of them. That's why everybody needs to invest in one of those pins that you can wear that's got a small camera and microphone in it. And like Carrie said, when they're yelling at you or threatening you, or Phoenix got threatened by the doctor, I'd turn that on and record them. Because once they did that, you go ahead and call CPS on me. Because
Right.
when I'm done, the state and the board will pull your license. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Well, and I told UK, I said, don't I have the right to refuse any treatment? Well, yes. But if it's medically necessary, we have the right to call CPS. I said, well, you're going to have to call. That is my right to refuse, something that I don't believe is necessary. I said, you have not given me a valid reason. Well,
Right.
she's fever. She's running a fever of 100. No, that's not good enough. They let her go home the next day. They kept her overnight, and still to this day don't know what was wrong. They said just
Oh yeah, they let your kids go home from the emergency with 103 now.
Yeah.
I know. I went through that with Cassidy when she was a baby. We went in. She had a fever of almost 105,
Hmm.
right? So they're getting her all taken care of and everything. And her mom and dad come in from work and stuff were there, and they go, "Well, we're going to send her home." And I went, "What's her temperature?" And they said 103. And I said, "You're sending her home?"
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, we do that with all kids." I'm like, "You're full of shit. Used to, if I had 102, you was going to the emergency room."
My kids were running a fever of 103 week before last. Didn't take them to the doctor.
Yep.
I just treated them here at home, and they were they were good. They came through it fine. Now, if it goes much over that, I'm gonna be. But I don't run, to the doctor constant, But oh my God, Carrie. Oh, I'm sure you and I could have so many conversations on some of this.
Who's Carrie?
Miss Carrie, she's a lady watching the show, and she's talking to us in the chat.
What do you mean?
See, right here, she's
Right
talking.
there.
It's here.
That doesn't even make sense.
Okay, well, can you post it in there and finish your movie and wait for Daddy to bring your cake pop?
That's
Sorry.
all right. Hey, that's life.
Hi. I don't know if you could hear him, Carrie. Um, no, we could have a lot of conversations on this. Um, her comment, tell them you don't want to get medicine. It's scary if you want to go naturally. Oh, yeah. That is an absolute nightmare. That's why I said you would love my pediatric doctor here. She's all for it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of young doctors for it, but the older ones, the one that I would call money grabbers.
Hmm.
You talk about natural.
Yeah. Her pediatrician's in her 50s. I don't know exactly, but she's in her 50s. And she's like, if I have a parent who tells me no natural medicine, straight pharmaceutical, that's what I do. If I have a parent say no pharmaceuticals, all natural, that's what we do. If it doesn't work, then I'll come back and say, look, this isn't working. We
Right.
may need to look at this, but I will do everything I can to do natural. And she said, and I have some parents who just want the options laid out. One time they might say, okay, let's try this natural remedy. And another time they might say, no, for that, I think I'm more comfortable with the pharmaceutical rather than the natural. She said, I work with the parent. She said, it's a partnership to keep these kids healthy. Carrie, you would just love her. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's right.
So what my pediatrician is dealing with now, there's an urgent care place in Lexington that is posting her in her practice. She's very rare, but she's going through hell. They're posting her practice on Facebook and other social media, trying to drag her through the mud for not enforcing vaccinations. And they're saying that if her patients refuse to vaccinate, she should drop them, that she should be enforcing them because she does not, and she's recognizing the rights of parents. I mean, they're trashing her to patients coming in and telling them, make sure you stay away from this pediatric office and trying to scare people. She's putting them at risk. Oh gosh, it is. They are going after Carrie. It's horrible.
They wouldn't like me in that group.
They're posting about her patients and how stupid we are. I mean, yes. Oh, yeah. They have flat out called her patients stupid for going there, and especially the ones that don't vaccinate. Even the ones that will vaccinate are stupid because they're supporting her practice when she does not enforce vaccinations. We're stupid, ignorant, uneducated, putting our children in harm's way.
Now, is she at her own office or is she at a hospital?
No, she's in her own office.
Okay.
Hmm. A lot of people are going to her, Carrie. It's actually, yeah, telemed would be good too. Um, no, she's actually getting quite a few people coming now because there's a lot of parents out there. I didn't realize how many there were. You kind of feel like you're one of the rare. And then, I'm following this group on Facebook with moms in this town. Man, it was surprising to see how many moms do not vaccinate their kids at all, or they get very few vaccinations and have told their doctors, I'm not going to give them the full schedule. I think it's too many. And they want them vaccinated more like it was when I was young. They're like, I'm okay with that, but I think it's way too many now. I mean,
Right.
there's so many moms that it floored me. So she's getting a lot of people coming to her now. And that's what it is. It's good advertising for her. But it's still got to be rough for her in a way to, have another medical office try to drag you through the mud and ruin your career, because you think that parents should have a say, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
she ought to be threatening them with slander.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Carrie, you wouldn't by chance want to pop on live, would you?
Anytime she wants to come on here live, I would invite her on.
Yeah.
And we will have guests on this show here before long, as soon as we get it. This is the second show that we've done like this. And we're going to be getting a lot of people on here.
Yeah. We've got quite a few that we're talking to. My daughter, Emily, who has my autistic grandson, she was supposed to be on tonight, but she had to cancel a couple of days ago because they've got this flu stuff running through their house now. So she's like, I don't see us being over it enough to do Friday. So
Right.
tonight we're just chit chatting, but hopefully we're going to have guest start lining up next week. That's my hope. I can't wait to get Tammy back on, both Tammys. Tammy that was on,
Well, you just seen where Tammy Rage had surgery.
yes.
I know.
And other Tammy's mother just had a heart attack. So,
Right.
yeah.
So a lot of prayers go out to both of those.
Yeah, not dressed for it, can put pick.
That's all right.
Yeah. She sounds like me. No, I'm not dressed for it. Yeah. Yeah, Carrie, I'm definitely up
Yeah,
for it.
we can schedule on here. We can talk about a lot of subjects.
Yeah, we didn't want a show that was geared just towards one topic. 1 week it might be one topic, and another week it might be something.
We go back and forth on topics.
Yeah.
Here, well, look, we started talking about college tuitions and everything, and now we're talking about vaccines, and we just jump back and forth. But me and Phoenix always have conversation on here.
Yeah. And one night we might decide to talk nothing but pure politics, and another we might
If
be
it gets so,
about domestic
you
violence.
never know. You may hear us do a funny show about politics
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just life circumstances, or we have people who want to come on and just share something, um,
and we do interact with the
we do
people in
that
our chat. So
we
yeah,
with the comments sometimes. So yeah, we didn't want the new show to just be geared towards one topic and nothing else. We might have shows like tonight where we jump topic to topic and roll with it. But then again, we might do a show that might be centered around domestic violence, or something of that nature.
Mhm.
So just yeah. But yeah.
It's all a joke. Yep. That's about right, Carrie.
Yeah. Sometimes I get to where I'm just burned out on politics. And it's like, oh my gosh, I just got to have a break. But then something else will happen and I'm right back into it. And it's like, oh, she's doing all right. She, I need to check in on her. Last I heard, she was looking at getting a job um, similar to what she was doing before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So she's doing okay. She's still having a hard time dealing with the loss of Molly. So,
Yeah.
uh,
And a change in the household.
yeah, Carl, she's asking how long we have left.
Oh, we'll probably be on at least another half hour.
Yeah.
That's all right, Carrie. Yeah,
Yeah.
we try to do an hour and a half show on here. That way it don't eat time up on a Friday night for Phoenix and her kids and her husband and all that. I try to be nice.
I appreciate it. Yeah. My kids wanted to do movie night last night in Raising Cane's, and I was like, nope, there's school tomorrow morning, and I've got to grab hub early. I'll start grab hubbing at 7 when she gets on the bus. And I'm like, no, we can't stay up late and do movie night. But I said, tomorrow night we can. And then today it hit me, wait a minute. It's Friday. I've got a show. I said, y'all start movie night. When I get off, I'll come in and finish movie night. We're good.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So,
but no, we talk, like we said, we talk about a lot of things. We take comments out and talk about them out of the chat room, but this weather, we'll get into this weather situation here. We've got some major storms coming in between now and the middle of February towards the end of February and stuff. We're going to be in part of it starting next week. And I know Phoenix is going to get some of it coming up down through there.
They're showing where I am kind of iffy.
I know there's some places there, but as it moves, but the one weather pattern that's showing the storm going across our north over here, dumping all the snow in North Dakota, Wisconsin, Michigan, all the way up to where they're going to be talking in Connecticut and New York and up in there getting a foot.
Carries back.
That's a strange weather pattern that is a straight line across there.
Yeah, it's showing 3 days.
Someone was detected at the front door.
Yeah. Kids are part of our show.
No. Yeah.
They're part of our life. That's why that's why Phoenix come up with the name for this show. And I said that fits because everything deals in somebody's life. Politics deal in your life. Kids deal in your life. Family. Grocery stores. Gas stations. It all deals in your family.
You might need to kick her out. She's over there. She said 80s here. I'm like, what?
Where the hell are you at? In Southern California?
No, Carrie, aren't you in Texas?
Oh, she could be in Texas. Yeah. But they were getting storms too.
Oh, I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You can brag about your 80s.
I know. I saw that. I was like, all right.
Next time it snows or ice in Texas, we'll remember that. I got a lot of friends in Texas. I got several down in Houston area.
Yeah, I have family down there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And one of those friends is going to be moving up here before very long.
Really?
Yeah, Cameron.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. That's what I was thinking.
Southern Texas. Yep.
I have my dad and my brother. They are in League City, Texas.
Oh.
And my brother, um, he is a police officer in Galveston. Oh,
Awesome.
sorry.
Yeah, we have a lot of people in the warm weathers, but I tell you what, there a week or so ago, a couple of weeks ago, the people in the South, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, they got to see some of the weather we see
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. That's like Kat. She went down to Gulf Shores to her beach house
Mm-hmm.
there last weekend. She got down there. There was still, out of that big snowstorm, 4 inches of snow on her deck.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And she goes, I didn't even have a broom to sweep it off. I had to go buy one.
What's crazy is that, oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. Ron and Denise. Ron and Denise got hammered down there.
They
And
set a record. Yeah.
when I talked to Barbara, she said they didn't really get much of anything. They got a little bit of ice, and
Yeah. But the other side of Florida, Milton got 10 inches of snow.
y'all had it bad
But
too.
like Ron and Denise said, in 3 days, it was totally gone.
Yeah.
But he said, you talk about strange. They live in an HOA area down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
It started snowing. Ron goes outside to check on things and looks up and down the neighborhood. Here's these elderly people, right? Sitting on their chairs on the front porch, wrapped up in coats, watching it snow. He
Wow.
goes, they never sat on their front porch. He goes, there was kids that I've never seen before in this neighborhood out there having snowball fights. I said,
wow.
it's amazing what brings them out.
Yeah, Carrie, I'm sure. Yeah,
I know.
especially southern Texas. They're
Right.
not prepared for snow. That's crazy that your husband got snowed
Oh,
in.
yeah. I'll bet he did. The New Orleans got a foot
Yeah.
down there. So, yeah, that was a freaky storm. That was the 100-year storm, I guess is what they called it,
Mhm.
going through there. And,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Then
Yeah.
you know what it's like, Carrie, if you're from Wisconsin.
I was born in North Dakota. I don't have memories of it. We moved to Texas when I was 2. But I've seen pictures. I'm wearing a snowsuit and all you can see are my eyeballs. I'm covered from here to, and that's literally all you can see. And I'm being pulled in a sled my dad built for me. He made a wooden sled for me. I still have it.
Yeah, they shut down I-10. Yeah, I know they did.
But my mom asked me, she showed me a picture. She said, do you see all these mountains? I said, yeah. She said, those are cars.
Yeah.
I said, what? Thank you so much for moving me.
Well, I remember when I was little, that's what gets us the snowstorms we had when I was little in the early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember them taking bulldozers and cleaning the gravel roads with bulldozers and piling it up 15 foot on the sides. Because we'd have 12 inches, 15 inches, 18 inches of snow and everything. Up until that point, we had a big snowstorm here the 1st of January, right there where it dumped 15 inches up here. That's the largest snowstorm I have seen in probably 50 years in this area.
She had to get shoveled out of her house.
Oh, yeah.
That is just so baffling to me.
Well, you live up in that northern area up there, Wisconsin, Michigan, Upper New York, places like that. Yeah, I've seen pictures of people having to dig.
No.
They had to climb out of their upstairs window, clean off the roof, get down and start digging to be able to open their front door, and
No.
then dig a tunnel out, collapse it in, dig it out some more until they had a path.
That's too much. No.
I was like, hell with that. Dig it out and make an igloo.
That is not for me. Hey, Carrie, you did not see the show where it was announced. So since you had asked a certain question a little bit ago, I was just going to let you know there is no more Conservative View. The last Conservative View show was what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks?
No, almost a month ago.
Because we did a show, I think we skipped a
We
week.
did two. We did. This is our second show, and we skipped 10 days
Okay.
before the next show. So
Okay.
almost a month ago.
Okay. So yeah, Conservative View is Conservative View is done. So hence us starting this show. We
Driving in tunnels. Yep.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've seen snowstorms, old pictures that pop up on my Facebook page. Remember when here in 1963, 1965, 1978, we had about 12 inches of snow. And I know I got snowed in at my girlfriend's house. That was bad. That was real bad. But yeah.
If I never see snow again, I'm okay with it. I want warm weather.
I do too. I've
I don't
said that,
but in the winter
that
either.
all my life. And I drove over the road for 20 years. And I was like, you know what? I've been here. I've been there. I still come back to one of the most beautiful places I think there is. Because I actually get to see 4 seasons. It's just one season lasts too damn long. And that's winter.
I'm gonna pull that up now, Carrie. Hold on.
Yeah, look at Madison, Wisconsin in the 70s. Yep. Yeah, you had 12 foot. Yep.
Oops, hold on. $19.70.
I don't really hate it. I dislike it.
Oh, and this says 16 inches of snow over a 2-day period.
Yeah.
In December of 1970.
Well, we had 15 inches. We had 15 inches in 12 hours here.
Well, that's true. We got about 14, but I don't know. Was it that fast?
Yeah, it came. It started. It started early that morning.
Well, we got ice
that
too.
night. It was over.
We did not look like this though with it.
I know.
I was gonna say a lot of it was ice too that we got and made it so bad. That is just crazy looking at these pictures. It looks a lot like what my mom showed me of North Dakota.
Oh yeah.
There.
I mean, it's bad. What weather can do to
Yeah,
it.
no. Carrie, I'm with you. I hate winter too. If winter got down to, the 60s, I'm good with that. Maybe 50s, I can deal with, but I don't want any colder.
I've always said growing up here, I deer hunt. The only time I want it to snow is opening day of rifle season. After that, it can warm up and not snow again. I'd have no problem with it. Just that morning, I'll have my deer down in the freezer, and I'll be good to go.
I'll pull that back up and see.
She probably can.
Golly. Oh,
Oh yeah.
no.
And you got to remember, they didn't have real good snow plows and equipment to move that shit back in.
They're showing pictures even before that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Look in the 50s and 60s.
All right, let me see. Let me add the tunnel and see if it pulls it up specifically.
Let's see here.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. It pulled up a couple here. Jeez. This tunnel's completely blocked off by snow. You can see the top of it, but you can't drive through it. Golly. Okay, so that's the tunnel after they got it cleared. But that's it as they were clearing it. Oh no. No. Jeez. That's just crazy, Carrie. We had 9
Mhm.
below wind chill factor once. No. No. I will never move there. I understand why she moved to Texas. Oh no, that's crazy. Well, and it's funny because I have an adopted brother, and well, he's here in the States now. He's in Maine, but he's from Uganda. And it was so funny because he was talking to me on the phone and he asked me, he says, "How do y'all live with that kind of cold?" He says, "How do you not die?" Because my mom is there and she said, even when it gets down to 70, she said, "I'm wearing no sleeves." And I'm like, "Oh, this is beautiful weather." And they're bundled up in coats.
Yeah, but there's you a picture up there when they plowed through. Look how high above that vehicle and up that telephone pole.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't it? I mean, I'm just going through a bunch of pictures
Yeah.
here to
They
see.
they showed some pictures though, Carrie, of the tunnels where they were completely blocked off and they were having to clear them. And then they're showing pictures without the snow and to show you like how big the tunnel entrance actually is, to
Right.
give you an idea. Oh my,
There's one snowfall there. See them blowing it over the top. See the guys down there standing.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's just amazing to me.
Isn't it, though? Like I said, I'm looking at a lot of different ones here to find real, what we would call astonishing pictures.
Yeah.
Come on, there's got to be more
How long
pictures.
did you live there? I mean, I don't know if that's too personal to ask on here, but just curious, like,
Okay. Now, look, look how deep that snow is. And that's an old picture. Look at the age of that car.
yeah.
So you know they didn't have big snow truck plows or ones that blew them over. Those were cleared with bulldozers.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean it's stuff like that it's something else. Yeah, that's snow.
Yeah. My mom said in North Dakota, she said you only have about 3 to 3.5 months out of the year where there's no snow.
Yeah, that's about right.
I was like, who would move there? I don't, I say that and I know it sounds kind of judgy. I don't mean it that way. I'm just saying for my dislike of cold in winter, my thought is who would want to live there? Like I don't I don't know, but I know there's people that love it up till 1996. Okay. Wow. Okay.
There's a lot of people that you look at. Okay, give you a perfect example. You look at how many people go to Brackenridge up in the mountains out there in Colorado to go snow skiing.
Yeah.
They love cold weather.
Well, I don't mind going and visiting.
Yep, there's a bunch of them that live up there.
I want to go home where it's warm.
I do too,
Yeah.
but that ain't
Not
ever
that
gonna
I'm
happen.
our age. Carrie, you're probably younger than me. At least you look like it. So
Yeah,
you definitely look younger than me. But
I
I
know.
will have your age.
Yeah, we're supposed to be, like I said, I think it's
I believe
middle
that.
of next weekend. We're supposed to have snowstorm, but tonight they said we possibly could have some ice. So with the moisture outside and the temperature dropping down, yeah, we could have a little ice out here.
You know, I just pulled up our weather for the next 10 days and it's still kind of iffy. Even if we get snow, it's looking like it'll be um, overnight, but then it's going to get warm enough during the day that it's going to melt.
Right.
I'm okay with that. I mean, I can deal with that.
Oh yeah.
In summer, I will visit. Yeah, now I bet that would be absolutely beautiful in the summertime. North Dakota, not so much. I hear it's all farmland.
It's
My
still
mom,
beautiful. It's
not
still
much,
beautiful up there.
I don't know. But I've heard Wisconsin is beautiful.
They got a lot of lakes up there.
Hmm. Hi, Bill.
Hello, Bill. Bill finally jumped in. So, but yeah, I mean the weather, something we just all got to get used to, especially here in the Midwest area where I am and Phoenix is. You know, here in a month and a half, we'll start seeing our normal temperatures start coming back around and everything. That's fine because the food truck will be finished up by then. And then I'll be out doing all that. So it's going to be interesting.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited.
You may see a lot of live shows done in the food truck too, because it depends. If we're set up at a location and people keep coming in and coming in, I'm going to stay there and sell food. So you may see a show inside the food truck. Plus,
Okay.
it's also set up as a rolling restaurant. It will seat up to the way I'm building it for a 12 people inside at tables in the front of the bus.
That's awesome.
Yeah, nobody around here's got one like that. The only one I've seen like it is in Texas. So,
Harry, I'm gonna look at Minnesota now. You got me curious about some stuff. I see she's
oh,
agreed with.
Minnesota is land of the lakes. They got 10,000 lakes up there.
Yeah, she's got me curious now.
What are we cooking? Our food truck is specializing in smash burgers and tenderloins. And we have a big following of our tenderloins up here.
The Jerry Bill's comment.
Do what?
Bill's comment. He said my mother always told me to go jump in it.
Mm-hmm. But
I've said that to people before. I don't know that's it to my kids, but I've said that to people before. Or told them to go play in the street. I didn't tell my kids that.
oh, come on.
But okay. Carrie, do I have you on Facebook? I thought I did. Let me double check.
Yeah, we'll let you know, Carrie. That way, if you want to come on here live or something.
Dang it, driving Texas is a long way.
Yeah, it's a long ways across Texas. Either way you go, north or south or east or west. It's a long way.
I need to make a trip down there. Like I said, I've got family there and I haven't seen them for a while. And what's Carrie? I'm lost. What's the Polar Bear Club? Pull that up. Okay.
Go for it, Carrie, because I'm not jumping into no ice cold water.
Is that what it is? Yeah, Carrie,
Yeah,
you're
that's the Polar Bear Club, where you go out and
and I'm sitting here
blanket
at,
or whatever is covered in ice and cold, and they jump in. Screw that shit. No.
all right, right now it's pulling up a band by the name of Polar Bear Club.
Yeah, food truck.
The Coney Island the Coney Island Polar Bear Club.
Yeah.
Winter Bathing Club. No.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No. I'm okay. No, I'm good. No, I'm good.
Lake Michigan. Yeah, right.
No.
No.
I don't know if I survived that.
I would not have a heart attack.
Yeah.
You're right, Bill. There ain't enough booze out there to do that.
No.
Oh, hell no.
So
I
Bill,
could freeze before I walked out in it.
oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Oh, yeah. I've seen them do it. And I mean, it even makes you cold watching the people do it.
Yeah. No, I couldn't do it. Like I said, I do not like the cold.
Yeah.
And
And like Carrie said, the Green Bay Packers, these idiots get drunk and show up at the games with no shirts on, and it's bitter cold. And I'm like, there ain't enough antifreeze out there for me to do that.
no. Hey, Bill, we're going to set up a time with Carrie to have her on as a guest.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting. Yeah, no, I kind of hibernate in the winter. I don't like it, you know. Now, if it's up in the 50s or so, I start.
Yes, I have, Carrie.
But if it starts dropping back down, I'm like, no, I'm good. I will literally be fine staying in my house every single day throughout the winter. I might go a little stir crazy and have to get out, but I don't like it. And I've talked to Ken about retiring and us moving or transferring, and he won't do it. He's been there 28 years, so he's definitely got his time in. But he's like, if I retire, I'm still not going to make enough to pay our bills. So I have to go somewhere else, and I won't make what I'm making now. So he's like, I'm here. Okay, all right. And we did look at transferring. We were going to transfer to Florida. And he was on night shift. When they hired him, they told him 3 months he'd go to days, and it took him 22 years to go to days because people in his area just don't leave. So it took 22 years for him to go to days, and he had put in his transfer papers, and they came to him and told him, what if we go ahead and move you to days? So he came home and said, they're offering me days. And I'm like, so we're staying. I take that's what that means. He's like, yeah.
Right.
Okay. But you know, I am new to his life, 8 years. He started this career years before he knew me. So I just roll with it because I don't think it's fair to come into his life that many years later and say, well, I hate winter. We are moving no matter what. I just got to suck it up and roll with it. And I do, but he doesn't like it either here. He would love to move. Your tractor still sucks. Carrie, I'm actually looking at buying some land. I got a settlement after my car accident, and I'm actually looking at buying some land and trying to get a house put on it. Trying to see what my options are. It's just so expensive right now. I don't want to just buy land and then add another bill to our bills, and just have land sitting there, Um, and I understand they're saying homestead, but we have to have a house on it to live there, otherwise we would just be adding another bill. And so I don't know, we're weighing out our options right now. That the housing market is still so outrageous. So I've been looking at different options.
Right.
But I would love to own my own property and have enough land to do some homesteading. And no, I have never done cryo. I know he answered, but where at? I'm in Kentucky.
She's in the northern part of Kentucky, up by Ohio.
Yeah, we're still considered central.
Right. No, the market's not going to crash. Not
I've
yet.
been hearing that, and I talked to the guy at my bank about buying, and he told me, he said, I'm just going to tell you, hang out a little bit. He said, because it is going to, he said, if it doesn't crash, it's going to come pretty close to it.
Right.
Yeah. That's what he was telling me, is to wait and let prices come.
You wait. It's going to take a while to get everything lined back up in this country.
Well, that's like the house we're in now. I Googled it and found out what the owners bought it for. They bought it in 2017, and they paid $175 for it. And now the estimated value of it is over $300,000.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, no way. This house is not worth it. And the owners are very nice, but we live in a very nice neighborhood where I thought they would take better care of the house and keep it up really good. And they do to an extent, but you definitely can see that they definitely treat it like a rental. They don't update or do anything. So I was like, they don't plan on ever selling it. They want they own a house a couple hours away where they work. They just want to retire here because their kids live in Georgetown. And so they told us, we're just hoping that by the time we retire, our tenants have paid the house off. And then we can sell the house we live in, update this house, and still have money left to live on. And, very smart on their behalf, like very smart, but I don't want to pay off their house. I'd like to be working towards paying off my own.
Right. And Carrie, you're right. Interest rates will be coming down here soon before long. And that's when the buying market will be back in force. I seen it. To each his own is the way I say it.
It is coming down. I'm not going to be surprised if it crashes. I agree with what the guy at the bank said, that if it does not completely crash, I think it's going to come very close to it.
Right.
But it wouldn't surprise me if it does. Yeah, there are definitely cheaper places, Carrie. And and I am seeing some of the interest rates already coming down. We were up at like 10% up here. That's outrageous.
Right.
And now it's at 7 to 8. So, I mean, that's not a whole lot, but I'll take 7 or 8 over 10.
Right. It'll get back down to 3 or 4, and then the market will be a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just kind of holding out and trying to act like that money's not sitting there. I will, Carrie. I'll be praying. I would be, well, I wouldn't be ecstatic for the homeowners,
Oh,
but
I
for
would too, but
the buy, I would be ecstatic. Yeah, Carrie, and for your sake, I hope it sells before the value drops a whole lot. I mean, it's definitely the market for the people selling, if they can find somebody who can afford it, and I think that's the key is finding people who can afford these prices. Um,
that's it right there in the nutshell. The people being able to afford to buy the stuff. I
mhm.
mean, we have a lot of big, real nice houses in this town right here,
Yeah,
but nobody's going to give 499,000 in a town of 1,800 where you'd have to be real rich to buy it and not have to worry about a job because there's no jobs close.
Carrie, are you talking about where your coastal property is? She said it's nice lots.
Yeah, probably down there in the southern part of Texas.
Yeah.
They've got good prices down there, but there you got to be ready to do a lot. Get your water on your property, electricity, all that.
Hmm.
Some of it don't have it.
Yeah.
Oh, on the water.
That is, oh, jeez. I would love that. But then I hear from people you don't want to live.
Someone was
Right.
front door.
Sorry, my alarm was going off. Ken just left to go to Lexington to pick up my son. He's off work, and my door alarm was just going off that someone was detected.
Right, Bill. During Bush, yeah, the interest and housing market was going to boom,
Yeah.
but it's going to take a while for it to get back to that.
Hmm. That'd be great if I could find something like that. Got water, sewer, and power. Okay. So it's pretty much ready for someone to build, or if they bought a manufactured home and set there or something.
Oh, yeah.
Full pier boat deck. Wow.
Oh, so yeah, it's right down on the water. Right.
Yeah, I'll definitely be praying about that, Carrie.
So,
That sounds
so
nice.
Carrie, you want to be on next week's show? That way I'll know when I set it up and everything. We can get that announced out and you can abide the law.
Oh, okay. She said no manufactured
Yeah,
home
no manufacturer.
or RV. Okay. Hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I know a lot of places like that you can't put a manufactured home.
Okay, Carrie.
Next week's
So we'll
down.
have Carrie on next week on here and we'll discuss a lot of things. So, yeah, we've been on here about an hour and a half. So we're going to cut the show just like we do at an hour and a half mark and stuff, keep everybody going. But thank everybody in the chat room for joining us tonight. Share it out and tell people we're on Friday nights now. And we'll get the story out.
Thank you guys for watching. Carrie, I look forward to you being on next week.
Okay, Bill. We'll talk to you all later.
Well,
You
I'm going to get off and cry.
yeah, you've been listening
Thank
to
you.
Life Unfiltered. So, everybody have a good evening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.